Welcome back to Flub's Library. My name is Danny. I am your host, and today I'm excited because for this episode we are going to be doing my June wrap up list. So we did do my June TBR list in the beginning of June, and right now filming today is July 1st. I'm sorry if I sound a little bit nasally. I've been very freaking sick, so I'm just getting over my cold. But either way, today we are going to be doing my wrap up lists. I know on my TBR list I had a bunch of books that I was so excited to read, but a lot of things happened in June. First of all, it was my birthday on the 18th, so I got a bunch more books, and I got a Kobo, and your girl is a mood reader, so the only book out of the TBR list that I accomplished was Hunting Adeline, okay? The rest of it, I did start The Husbands, but the rest of it was a no-go. It was a no-go. We didn't even open them, okay? But we did read some other books. I think in total I completed 4 or 5 books. We'll see the list. I think in total I completed 4 books, and I haven't finished 2 books. So without further ado, this is my June wrap up. So first off, we got Hunting Adeline. Hunting. Hunting. Hunting Adeline. This is the second installment of the Hunting Adeline series by H.D. Carlton. Girls, guys, boys and girls and boys. That series is scrumptious, but I have to say I prefer the first book to the second book. The second book, I don't know, Miss HD, Miss Carlton, I don't know what you were sipping on. I don't know what you were smoking on. I don't know what was happening when you were writing that book, but lady, wow. Of I know it's supposed to be dirty romance, but oh my goodness, the amount of filth, the amount of garbage, the amount of I couldn't even get through half of the book because I was like, this spice is not giving the kind of spice that a spicy girl would like to, sip on. This spice is giving, we belong in the fucking psychiatric hospital, because what the heck is this, Mrs. HD? What are you giving us, Mrs. HD? You were giving us tea. You were giving us everything. But Jesus Christ, Zaid, sir, calm the F down. Take a seat. Take a cup of tea or coffee, whichever one you like. Because, sir, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna do an actual deep dive of the entire series because, wow. But the second book that I completed, Hunting Adeline, I give it a 4-star because the level of spice. Okay, usually I'm okay with smut. I'm okay with spice. This, I've been getting more and more introduced into the dark romance side of town, but this was way too much for me. I'm giving you guys a huge spoiler right now. If spice is not for you, blood play is not for you, getting different items getting stuck up your hoo-ha is not for you, how about you just scroll past, because this book is just not gonna be for you. But if you can stomach through it, if you can read it, the plotline was great. I actually love how the book 1 ended on a cliffhanger, and when we continued, Adeline's trauma was actually broken down. There wasn't just they rescued her, now she's happy, now she's great. No, there was actual realistic timeline of the trauma playing out. It's just the spicy scenes that just did not do it for me. So because of that, I gave it a 4-star. Like I said, I will be doing in the near future a whole breakdown of the entire book series, where I give you full reviews, full commentary, and everything. But that was my first book in June that I finished. On to the next. The next book on my June wrap-up list is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Okay, so on TikTok, I've been seeing a lot of people giving this lady grief about her writing style. Some people said that she used ChatGPT. I don't know because I'm not necessarily in it for any of the same way for artists and music for me. If I like the music, I'll listen to the music. I don't necessarily care, except maybe you're killing people or you're committing really bad crimes. I don't necessarily care the kind of person that you are. I don't care about your personal life. But if your art is great, I will listen to it. I will read it. And so far, Miss Roberts, her book was really great to me. I haven't finished the series, but Powerless was chef's kiss. I'm not even going to really try to read into the rumors. I'm not trying to. If it does turn out that it's true, then that's a little bit effed up. But if not, if it's just the rumor mill, I really don't want to get involved in that kind of stuff. So just itself in the like the book itself, she is a phenomenal writer. I will say I really enjoyed Powerless. Like there's nothing that anybody can say that would make me not enjoy that book, that would make me not rate it. I gave it a 5 star, okay? I gave that book a 5 star. But I did see a lot of people on TikTok also say that as the series goes, some of the other books are not as great as the first book. But I feel like that's almost everything. Like it's the same thing with the Fourth Wing series for me. I rated Fourth Wing itself, the first book, a 5 star, and I rated the third book a 5 star. But Iron Flame just kind of drug on, and my boy my boy Liam died, so I was like, you know what, no. But it was still a 4 star read. Back to Powerless was so great. Okay, the fact that, again, this is another book that I'm going to do a whole breakdown of because I love just actually talking about the books and reviewing them realistically, like what I liked, what I didn't like, but I also just like giving you guys a little bit of snippets towards it. The Powerless book, what can I say? Kai Malachi? Bruh, take my money. Take my money. Take everything. What do you want, sir? What do you need? Just take it. Darling. He's calling everyone darling. Not everyone. He's calling Payton darling. Oh my gosh. And when you then read it, and if you read it with a British accent, Jesus Christ. It was so good. The entire plot line, he and Payton's relationship. I like how it went from rivals to lovers, or what could have been lovers, to literal enemies, like him burning down her house at the ending. Like, are you kidding me? She killed. I don't even know if I can say. I don't know if I can give any spoilers, but spoilers. She kills his dad. She kills his dad, and she does this because she's like, you know what? He killed my dad. He killed my dad. I need to get revenge. Only to then find out, because of course the villain's gonna do this. When I've got a freaking knife to your throat, you're gonna tell me, actually, I wasn't the one that killed your dad. Yeah, and that's what he did. And guess who freaking killed her dad? Let me just pause for dramatic effect. It was fucking Kai. Kai killed her dad. Oh my goodness, no. Now I have to read book 2 because how could you leave it on such a freaking cliffhanger? He gives her a head start, and he's like, when I see you, I will have the courage to kill you. Stop it. Stop it right now, Miss Roberts. I love the freaking book. I cannot wait to read the next book in the series. I think the next book is, what is the next book? I forget. I know Fearless is the last book, but either way, I digress. That was Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I just gave you guys like a little snippet, but if you want to actually hear the full review, which I will be doing this month in July, it would be so freaking great. So stay tuned for that on Apple Podcast, on Spotify Podcast, on YouTube. Stay tuned for that. But either way, I gave Miss Roberts's Powerless a 5 star. It was a chef's kiss. Next book. Okay, the next book that I read in June was I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. Now, this is a little bit different from the books that I usually read. I usually read a lot of fiction, a lot of fantasy fiction, whatever. I read a lot of like horror. I read a lot of romance books, but they're all fiction. This was a non-fiction book. This was actually basically Jeanette McCurdy's autobiography, if you ask me. And the way she wrote it, the way she told it, it was so good. I also had to give it a 5 star. And mind you, because I know this might sound like I'm so lenient and just giving everyone 5 stars, I'm not. Her writing is just very easy to digest. If you're not a fan of nonfiction books, or if you're not a fan of reading about real people's lives, her writing was very, very easy to digest. It was very easy to consume. So because of that, and the way that her chapters were structured, because of that, it was so easy to actually get through the book, but not just only get through the book, to understand where she was coming from. The really, really hideous things that her mom did to her, very nasty things that her mom did to her, was not only easy to relate to, but you could actually see that playing out in your head while you're reading the book. So because of that, I was like, wow, I did not know that she could write like that. I followed Jennette McCurdy for a long time, you know, from the iCarly days down to her being an adult and basically removing her face from the public eye for a little bit. I did follow her YouTube, where she would make like short stories that she would direct and she would star in sometimes. And I thought that she was a great director. I thought that she was a great writer in the sense of a screenplay, because it was very short. It was very straight to the point. You could actually relate to what she was saying, not necessarily relate, but you could understand what she was working. You could see that life actually imitated art. But I did not peg her as someone who was going to be a great, great writer. All the accolades that she's been collecting, every praise that anybody's been giving to the book, it stands. It actually shows. It's earned. When you read the book, you can understand what I'm talking about. It's very raw. It's very vulnerable. It's very her. Like, there's a lot of dry humor, sarcasm mixed into it. So it's not just a, oh, woe is me type of book. It's like, okay, you can actually see where the abuse started, where her mindset as the daughter was after her mom died, the aftermath of everything, her eating disorder, her drinking habits, everything. Like, you can see how it shaped her up, and you can actually tell how sincere everything was. It's one of the books that I really want to review, and hopefully I can review it with justice. I want to review it honorably. I want to be able to do it justice the way that I feel like when I read it. I hope I can convey the emotions of when I read it, and I can like express that to you guys, because it was a really good book. It was a really great book. There were a lot of things that obviously the public doesn't always see everything about being a child actor or actress, but still being let into her mind, into her world, really, really opened my eye on certain things. Like, we're sitting here, your favorite artist, your favorite musician, your favorite actor or actress can be saying, oh, I did this role, and they can be talking so highly of it at the time, but you don't actually know what's actually happening behind the scenes. And that gives a lot of perspective later when you understand that, yes, in fact, like, child actors and child actresses are not only humans, but they're coming of age adult. It's like the Miley Cyrus situation. We all knew her, grew up with her as Hannah Montana, and then when she was breaking out of her shell, people couldn't handle that, right? And people will mostly only know Miley for Hannah Montana, even though she has a lot of things under her belt. Her music, her work, her acting, like, people will mostly only know her for Hannah Montana. And it's a little bit ridiculous because, like Jennette says in the book, how would you feel if the entire world knew you for something that you started when you were basically in 8th grade? That really put a lot of perspective into it. So I really, really enjoyed the book. It was a 5-star read for me. And a lot of things in the book resonated with me in my personal life. So because of that, I was like, wow, I've been trying to get my hands on this book for the longest time. But even when it came out, even before it came out, it was already sold out. It was sold out for almost 2 years now. So I've been waiting to read this book. And because I got the Kobo, I was able to get it from my library, my online library, so then I could read it. And I'm really excited that was one of the books that I read in June, especially because June is both my birthday month and hers. So I was really excited for that. I was like, okay, that's really cool. Ironically, I did finish the book on her birthday on June 26th, which is crazy. But yeah, either way, that was the third book for June. The final book that I finished in June was The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore. Oh my goodness. This book. This book has me in my feels. I can't stop smiling when I think of Logan. I can't stop smiling when I think of Jeannie and Hazel and freaking everybody else in the freaking town and on Dot, Ben. Why am I forgetting? Is her name Mandy? I forget her name. Why am I forgetting her name? But literally every single person, everything, like a small town vibe, small town romance. Logan is so toxic. He's a toxic king. I'm sorry. He's a toxic king. I know I'm smiling because of how cute they were. I actually think I like the book more because of Jeannie. Because Jeannie reminds me of me and Logan reminds me of my fat-headed boyfriend.
Fuck yeah.
Because this is very much a grumpy ex sunshine trope. Jeannie is such a freaking ball of sunshine, and Logan with his downcast, brooding nature. He's a farmer, but he's a hot farmer. But like at the same time, like he's just so broody and grumpy, and he hates the small town. But she's new to town, and she loves the small town. But his ex did him dirty, and now he's like, She's on some eat, pray, love vibe. She's trying to stay here and get to know herself, and then she's gonna dip. Like, no, she doesn't actually like me. But then I'm like, dude, stop being such a loser. Stop it. Why are you doing that? I don't know. It was just so cute. It's such a cutesy tootsy romance book. Even with all the times that Jeannie was like, a little bit down, or whatever the case might be, I like how she'd be crying 1 second and he'll be like, "What's going on? Let me know." And she'll actually communicate and then she's okay. Like, that really reminds me of me. That's the kind of person I am. So I feel like because I related to her a lot, and Mr. Grumplestiltskin, that's my nickname for my boyfriend. He reminded me of Logan so much that I was like, you know what? I actually love this story. It was very subtle, cutesy, tootsy, second chance vibes, grumpy and sunshine. I don't know if you're just in the mood for some really tiny, quiet romance novel. Pumpkin Spice Cafe would be a great read. I gave it a 4.5. Not because of anything, but I just couldn't give it a 5. I don't know why. I just don't want to just be giving out my 5 cards like that. But it was really, like, it's really up there. It's up there on one of my favorite books. And on top of that, there is some spicy scenes. I will say, though, after they get together towards the ending, it just kind of looks like Miss Gilmore was just like, you know what, let's just put in a bunch of hot scenes, a lot of spicy scenes. Because I was like, what does this really has no relevance, in my opinion. Like, okay, sure, they got together. The big declaration of love that we've been waiting for has happened. Why do we now have to be put through 2 to 3 chapters of them doing the do? Why? Or like, why do we gotta do that? Like, I don't need to know all of that spiciness. Stop it, Miss Gilmore. Stop it. Either way, this was my June wrap up. Honorable mentions to The Husbands, which I did start reading by Holly Gramazio. And so far, I'm enjoying it. I will say, I am enjoying it. I will say one thing though. It's not what I expected. I kind of expected it to be like, okay, well, this is happening. But there's a little bit of realism to it that I can relate. Like, I can't relate to it, but there's a little bit of realism to it that I can see how that fits into the book. Because imagine just going out for a drink with your friend and then coming back and you have a husband that you never married or you don't know who he is at all and how he got in your house. But somehow you guys have been married for over 2 years. That makes a lot of sense why she would be on Reddit and Google. So far, the chapters that I've read, it's a really great book. I'm actually enjoying it. And then another honorable mention, The Burnout by Sophie Kinsella. The Burnout basically just centers around a lady that works in, I guess, tech or something. Can't really remember, but she works in a very high stress level job. Or I don't think that it's more high stress level. I think it's just very boring. I think she works in a very boring job, but she has constantly a lot of work to do. So because of that, she basically burns out. She runs into a brick wall and hits her head. And because of that, her mom sets her up to go to this like tiny town or not necessarily a town, but more like a hotel retreat sort of thing to recuperate. And there, I'm guessing she's gonna meet someone or whatever. I think I'm still in chapter 3 or 4. I'm listening to it on Audible, so I don't know if maybe I just can't. My brain just can't connect to the narrator. She's a great narrator, but I don't know why. But my brain just can't get into the story like that. I think this is something that I might end up DNFing for now and maybe finish later on. But according to Goodreads, it's a really great book. So I might have to circle back on that one and let you guys know. But thank you so much for listening to this episode. That is the end of my June wrap up list video. Yeah, that is the end of my June wrap up. I really hope that I can make great and honest and honorable reviews for each of the books that I mentioned. I hope that you guys go try these books out. You can get them online if you have a library card, actually. I know that this sounds like I just hopped on the new train, but your girl just hopped on the new train because I just got my Kobo. But basically, if you do have a library card, it does not matter where you're from. You can download Libby, and with Libby, you can basically borrow books online, so you don't actually have to go, to the library and get them in physical. So you can borrow books online, which is a huge help, which is why I wanted the Kobo rather than the Kindle, because a lot of people on TikTok were talking about how Kindle does not let you do that, but Kobo does. So I was really excited about that because I have a library card. So it's easier to get books like that, like digitally, and just read them. So if you're not in a place where you will be able to buy any of these books, at least maybe you can try getting them online. They are really, really good reads. I really hope that you do. And when you do read them, if you do read them, let me know what you think in the comments down below. On Spotify, on Apple, on YouTube, whichever suits you, whichever floats your boat. I will be seeing you again next week. Thank you so much for listening on the podcast channels. Thank you so much for watching on YouTube. Again, my name is Danny, and I hope to see you in Flub's library soon. Bye!